Hi, welcome to Christy's Stampin' Spot. It's Christy. I'm a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and I have a fun technique to show you guys today. I know if you've been surfing the YouTubes, you've probably seen it, but I ordered my alcohol and I got it this last week, so I'm excited to play and show you guys. So let me go ahead and turn you guys down. Let's see. My daughter can hear me. I can hear myself in the other room. She's checking. So last week, I had a little bit of a problem with my audio. My microphones weren't syncing. And my husband came home and got it to work immediately, of course. Um, but I couldn't figure out how to make it sync. And he did exactly the same things I did, but he got it done. So um, quickly, I wanted to let you know about the designer series paper sale that started today, and that has 9 of our annual catalog papers that are 15% off. Super awesome deal. Great time to stock up. I love that hand pen that I used a lot last month. And this month you'll be probably seeing a lot of the In the Wild. I love those tigers. Super totes adorbs. Okay, so like on our pretty cover of the new annual catalog, see all this gorgeous paper? This is the Expressions of Ink paper that is unfortunately not a part of our sale, but because it's still on back order. And I'd love for you guys to have these backgrounds. And so a lot of us are making the similar backgrounds with our Stampin' Blends. So our Stampin' Blends are our alcohol ink markers. So they're not like our Stampin' Write markers, which are the classic ink. These ones are alcohol, so you don't color on your stamp pads, or I mean on your stamp pads, on your stamps with them because you just color them, right? With your other markers, our classic Stampin' Write markers, you can actually use them to stamp images, right? You just color it like it is ink because it's the same ink that's in our pads. But our our Stampin' Blends are alcohol markers. So, and when you're stamping, usually if you're going to do, when you're coloring, which I usually use these for coloring, I usually stamp it in Memento and then I color it, which is awesome unless I'm going to use my color lifter to blend it to make it fuzzy, and then I'll use like early espresso ink. But, so, what you need to do this technique is some space, and you need to make sure you've got paper towel, your vellum. Now I just cut my vellum, my regular 8.5 by 11. I just cut it down into 4/4, and then you can like trim it down if you want to put it on your sheet, on your card front, or if you want to make it, you could die cut these out afterwards. Oh my gosh, there's so much awesomeness. And then I have a little container that I'm going to put my alcohol in. So what really makes this work, besides our Stampin' Blends, our alcohol markers, is the 99% alcohol. So I ordered this on Amazon. I actually got them on Friday, so I was lucky to be able to take it to see some of my ladies in Tucson, where we got to play, which is really fun. So I'm really excited to show you guys how to do it. So you need that kind of alcohol. So I think the 91, they said, or the 93 will work, but it's not as good as the 99. But the 70 won't work. You'll just make a mess. So I actually put them in these little bottles, so I would know, so I can do it here and not make a huge mess all over my table. So your vellum and a paintbrush. You can also use our aqua painters if you take all the water out, especially if you're used to squishing the water out like as you go. You don't want to mix the water in with the alcohol. Um, but if you get all the water out, you can use those. But I found that the paintbrush and this size is actually the size that really worked well for me. And then you need a straw. And then I'm going to use my Wink of Stella. Now I had showed my ladies, and I since I broke my wrist, I wasn't able to like maneuver the little black thing. There's like a little black tip in here. I showed them how to refill their Wink of Stella. This comes out. So once you've used all your Wink of Stella and you can still like see black in there, it's actually more glitter. So you can recharge these, but don't use the high alcohol. You need to use like the 70 because it evaporates too quickly and you clog up, and it makes it harder to use, especially if you're going to use the spritzers. We had that crystal, or not crystal, champagne mist. Oh, what were those shimmer paints? When we put those in the spritzers, that's also, you need to use a smaller amount. So that's like the lesser of lesser alcohol, because otherwise it evaporates too quickly and then you get clogs up. But I did put this in, and I actually tried. So let me show you guys what we did this weekend. Now I'm having a terrible time with my um, vellum curling on me, even with my big block and trying to hold it down. Let me show you guys some of the ones that I made. Not pretty. And then you can see, I don't know if you can see it, I've just just used the cap with my Wink of Stella to make those little dots. Isn't that pretty? And this one doesn't have dots. Isn't that pretty? Oh, so pretty. These are so lovely. And the trick with the Stampin' Blends is if you want deep colors, you need to use the darks. And if you like the light, the little, a lot more white space, then you just have more white space between your colors. I also, let's see, oops, I put this on there. I love the greens. Oh, and I'll show you guys how to make these bubbles. It's really quite easy and fun. So I also showed them, so I was trying to make, they have that ribbon, and I did not have one of my, Versamark makes a pen. You can use the Versamark with the pen. I think you can get that at Michael's to draw like a line and then add the heat and stick powder. But this is that big piece, the big splotchy background that's in the Expressions of Ink stamp set. And I just use that gold foil. And then here I just showed them how you could also use the tear and tape. So of course it's too big, but I'll have to do that try to use the smaller amount. Here you guys can see, look at can you see the rivers? So this one I figured out how to add the Wink of Stella. I don't know if you can see that, and make it that darker color, which we're going to do. And you see this black bit? It's actually from the Blackberry Bliss. There is some black in that Stampin' Blend that gives it that color. Gorgeous. So pretty. So I went to town and made a ton of these, just a ton of the different ones. So orange. Oh, pretty. But see how they're curly on me? This one's not too bad. My pink one's really dead. See that? Oh, pretty. So I would say cut up a bunch of your vellum so you can play. And your first one probably won't be exactly the way you want, but you're just out of a little bit of cardstock. So I would just, cut up at least 3 pieces. So you've got a stack there of the vellum so you can play and get your groove on. Look how pretty all that is. I love all that. I don't know, can you see the sparkle? So I put the dots with the alcohol to make the bubbles, and then I added more of the vellum. Okay, or the Wink of Stella. So here is right after I made the Wink of Stella, I tried to do it on the actual paper. I'm going to show you guys it's better to do it on your block and then use your paintbrush to add it. But I just glued it on, and as you can see, it actually picked up a little bit, tore the paper a little bit of that vellum. Isn't that pretty though? Even where it's huge, it's still gorgeous. So gorgeous. And here's another one. So I made a bunch of these, as you can tell. So I'm going to make some cards with those later, but I'm going to show you this. So first you need to do is pick what colors you want you want on your page. And I'm going to use, let's see, some dark. I like the dark because I like it to be much brighter. So I'm going to use some dark misty moonlight, and I'm going to use the dark mellow mambo and the dark magenta madness. This one's the light one. There's my dark one. And like I said, I like the dark. Okay. Oh, is it? Oh, my daughter's saying that it's crashing. Here's my dark magenta madness. So I'm going to do one, and then I might have to try to come on a little bit later. She was saying that it's still having trouble. So I'm going to use the Bermuda Bay and the dark shaded spruce. So I'm going to go ahead, and what you do is you're going to use your brush end. You remember when you're using your blends, you don't go straight down, you go to the side. And I'm just going to scribble on here. Just want to lay it on there nice. Like I said, if you want a lot of the white space, then you leave spaces in between. If you don't, then you can color in all the spaces. even overlap a little bit. And I'm going to put some of this dark in the middle. This one is the Dark Misty Moonlight. The Night of Navy is nice as well. This one's going to be a little bit more blue, or a little more green than blue, so I'm going to use the Misty Moonlight. Then I'm going to take the pinks and just add it in there a little bit. Just add it in. Do. So I'm probably going to have to actually go back to Monday mornings because we are about to hit our monsoon, which is awesome. We totally need the rain. That means our internet's going to be all crashy for a while. Oh my gosh. If it's not one thing, it's not another, right? I'm telling you, this last 3 weeks, June was a rough month. My car was in the shop. I think we burned out 2 alternators and the radiator they had to replace. And this one is the Poppy Parade. No, Melomonbo. And oh my goodness. I'm just telling you. My son's car had to go in. It actually ejected a spark plug. That's fun. And my husband, this weekend when we went to Tucson to see my ladies, he had to buy new tires, which is fabulous, and get a new part for one of the things. Oh my gosh, it's so awesome. And then we got back and the toilet was broken, and my microwave, which I'm very upset about actually because I love my microwave. It was one of those ones that the door opens up instead of out. Oh, I love it so much, and they don't make them anymore. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and pour my alcohol into here. And you want a good amount in there, but not too much. Now I got these little cups at so I ordered these little 2-ounce bottles off Amazon, but I got these at I think Walmart or Target because they have they're like little dip cups, right? You can put that on there. The way you kind of maybe can keep your mess situated. Okay, so you're gonna get lots of that alcohol, and remember you want to use that 99. And then I'm just gonna dab it on at first. See, you're gonna dab it on, and see how it's already starting to move. Let's see if I can lift it up. Can you guys see how it's already starting to move and blend? So nice. It blends so nice. And it is true, if you put a lot of the alcohol, it will cause your paper to curl quicker. So that could be also, I put a lot on there. But see how it's just moving it around? Oh, that's so cool. Now I'm not really brushing it together because it's going to make the colors run and get kind of dark and black. What I'm doing is I'm just letting the alcohol, the rubbing alcohol, do the work, and mixing those lines up. Super easy, super beautiful. See that? It's already starting to dry. This is moving those colors around. Like I said, you can always trim it too. Okay, so there you go. You guys see? Now see how it's kind of pooling in the middle? Now, if you don't want it pooling, you can. If you want it pooling, it's cool because then the color will be there. But that's what the straw is for. So you're going to lightly blow the straw. Now if you guys can see, you can move the color around. So you can also move it away from the edges. Now you can also just blow on it. You'll dry it. But when you use the straw, it gives a little bit more forceful in one specific direction. So you're not just drying the alcohol, you're also keeping it, moving it in a specific direction. Okay, now you can see it's starting to dry. Can you see that? Isn't that gorgeous? Oh, it's so pretty. Now, how do you add those splotches? So the splotches, you take your paintbrush with your alcohol, and then you're just going to tap it. You guys see how that just, oops. That's it. And that moves it. Now you don't want to do too much, but as you can see, look at that. It makes those dots. Isn't that super cool? Love, love, love. Okay, so let me go ahead and close this. Let me clean this off a little bit. Now you can tell that pink just really is on there good. So like I said, I put the, close that up so I don't accidentally knock into it, make an even bigger mess. So this is my Wink of Stella. Like I said, I recharged it. So I poured it till about like halfway with the 70% in there. I'm shaking it up. And then I'm going to just pool it onto my block. Squeeze it. And get it to pool. That's the only problem with having hurt my hand. It's that I'm not as good at getting that Wink of Stella out. Did I grab the right one? Oh, I bet you I grabbed the wrong one. This is one that I haven't refilled. So let me show you guys my box. I have a box of these. And I thought I grabbed the one that I refilled. So I have like a box. So I took them so I could show. Oh, here we go. I think this is it right here. See how it's dark? I need to set these down. I don't hurt myself. Okay. Let's see if I did that right. I can't tell which one is which. Is that funny? Because I didn't fill them all. I just filled one of them. I just don't know what I did with the one that I filled. I should have checked it before we went live. Nope, that one's not it either. Let's see. I set it down in my thing. Oh. No. I wonder what I did with it. Oh, there we go. I set it in my container, not this one. Let me put this away. Okay, so see how it's a little bit more liquidy? I find that when I add it from right away, it gets a little bit more liquidy. What's fun is it looks like, when you put it on here, it's like sizzling. So I like to use my paintbrush and pick up that, and then I'm just going to go along the edge. See that? So I'm actually going to paint the Wink of Stella on so I can kind of do follow like the veins of color a little bit to kind of make it look like it did on our gorgeous paper. You have to hold it down. So it takes a little bit longer to dry because it is not at the 90%. There we go. So that's how you can do it and find yours that you've already added. Just like that. Isn't that pretty? Love, love, love. It's so pretty. See? You can see how it's wet. Uh-oh, I can hear my kids. I think my sons are home from work. They're going to come crashing through the door in a few minutes. Okay, so that is it. You just need a little bit of this alcohol and your Stampin' Blends. And I think I'm going to have to redo this video again because my daughter was saying it's cutting in and out, which is horrible. And I will have some other samples. So I will probably come back on then. Maybe tomorrow morning. I need to do it early before we have the build-up. It's just so hard to tell when is a good time for us to come on. Oh, isn't that gorgeous? Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. Let's see if I can do one more before I cut out. Love, love, love. Okay. This one I'm going to do my colors this month for, I need to do for one of my color challenges is a Daffodil Delight, Granny Apple Green, and Magenta Madness. So this is the Daffodil Delight, and then this is my Granny Apple Green, So I'm going to go ahead and add that to here. Looks like I'm still live. My neighbors across the way are moving. So maybe that's what I just heard them outside. Not my sons. And then Magenta Madness, which I have right here. It's that deep pink. Isn't that pretty? So that was my colors challenge, and this was her bathing suit. She was like, let's do colors with that. I was like, oh, I bet you would look pretty with this. I love this, the deep pink. So I find it's so much better when you use the deeper colors. So I'm going to go ahead and open my alcohol back up. I'm just going to drop it on there. Ooh. Can you guys see? So it moves that color around. Just so pretty. So pretty. So much fun. I sat down at the table and did like I said, I made a ton. It's just so much fun. It's addictive. And it kind of reminds me a little bit of Easter eggs. I don't know, back in the day we had that stuff that you poured in it and then you dip your egg in and twirl it. It's kind of cool. I'll have to check the video and see if it's good. If it's not, I'm going to have to come back on, do it again. But hopefully it really shows. When I went to go get my daughter from college, she has taken a class over the summer. I noticed there was a lot of buildup, which is awesome. We totally need the rain. It's not. It hasn't been as hot as it has been in like Seattle. I was seeing in Portland. I'm like, oh my goodness. My cousin lives in Portland. Um, they're not used to these kind of temperatures that we have like here in Phoenix, in Tucson. Oh my gosh, how pretty that is. And then you can always pull some of the color back. I'm going to add color to your got a space that isn't. Just pull it. Now I don't think you can recolor in after you've already added the alcohol. You don't want to get the alcohol and that mix on your markers unless it's like a really old one. Then maybe you could try. You weren't gonna ever try to color anything with it again. If you have some that still has ink in it but the tip's all smushed, that would be a great time. This is a great project to use those with. Yeah, pretty. Oh my gosh. There's like barely any of the green. Right? It mixed really nice. It's pretty orange. So it's fun that it breaks the colors apart. So using the straw can really help you keep it, mix the colors about. But I still get these, like these little ridges. Now, if you don't like the color ridges, you can always take your brush and go over them, break those little colors up, and then you have like little color bombs, it looks like. You can go back over it and kind of thin out that color if you don't like them, although I think it's kind of cool. Little edges. So if you don't like the little edges, you can just use your paintbrush to go back over it. And then cool. So cool. Oh my gosh, I'm telling you, this stuff is really addictive, guys. So addictive. Like I said, it's hard to get. I don't even know if they sell the 99% in stores. I had to get it on Amazon, and I got it like 12 bottles. I don't think it was very expensive. You just have to order it and wait, which I did. It took I think Amazon 2 weeks to get it to me. So just keep that in mind while you guys are doing that. Okay, so you can play with it and play with it and play with it for forever, as you guys can see. Isn't that pretty? Oh, so pretty. Okay, then get it dry. I'm going to add the, I'm going to add my Wink of Stella. So look at that. You can see that. You can see the vein in there, the one that we did. Oh, so pretty. Okay, so this one I'm not, instead of using that, I'm going to actually flick it. Kind of like what we did with the you do this on regular projects. I do this on regular projects. Add that really pretty sparkle. I love Wink of Stella. Like I said, oh, it's so pretty. Look at that. Isn't that pretty? Oh, so pretty. So pretty. Okay, and then you can cut it down. I had, let's see. Like I said, use your darker Stampin' Blends and a paintbrush and have a straw handy. You can use your breath. I like these cups that have the little lid on it because I'm afraid I'm going to like accidentally knock into it and spread it everywhere. Not pretty. Oh my goodness. Okay, so I did cut up. Here's like a black card base and a white card base, just to kind of show you that depending on what colors you like or what are inside, we'll show you how different it looks. That's this one now. I would cut this one down and then use tear and tape to hold it down because it is pretty curly on the edges. Isn't that pretty? Oh, oh. That's on the black. Here's on the white. You could probably pull any of the colors on it if you like the green. But see how much more light, when you put it on the white background, it definitely brings out more of the blue and the pink. That's pretty. And then on the black background, definitely brings out like these darker pieces. It really highlights that. That's pretty. Oh, so pretty. Let's see, here's on the green. Again, really highlights those darker little pieces that you have of the color. And then on the white, it really, I mean, look how different that looks on the white background versus the black one. I think I really like it on the white. It really makes the blue and the greens pop. So keep that in mind when after you've gone through all the trouble of making all these gorgeous, try a couple. So I would make a couple of, different colors of your cardstock bases. And you could just make bases and then just glue those panels down on the front of your card base so that you can try the different ones out though to see which looks best, which background looks best with the papers that you choose. Gosh, so look at that on the pink, white and the pink. So that looks very similar to the expressions of ink. Isn't that gorgeous? That's what it looks like on the black. So the black doesn't look that different. I mean, it pulls up a little bit more of these colors. And I think if we like made it so it, if I cut it down so it makes a black matte, it would look different. But I think I really love how bright it looks on the white. Isn't that gorgeous? So pretty. So definitely try a couple of different colored card bases. And you can tell mine's starting to curl. It's starting to curl. Now, I did use my big giant block to kind of hold it down. But you want to make sure, so the alcohol with the 99, it really dries quick. When you add that Wink of Stella, it doesn't. So you can see I've got a couple of little areas that are still a little damp. So you don't want to like put the block right on top of it and damage your pattern. Cool. Looks so cool. I love that. So I'm just saying you can use your brush and lightly go across it like that. But I found just pulling it on your block and then adding it with your paintbrush, you can really get kind of those veins in there. It looks so pretty. And of course, just sprinkling it on there too looks really awesome. You can tell I like just sprinkled it. It's just super glittery. So I will have cards made with these two, as well as some of my other ones to show you guys as well. So pretty. Oh my gosh. And with a couple of different color backgrounds so you guys can see. So anyway, I hope you guys see how easy it is. You can just need, and look, I didn't even make that big of a mess. So just keep in mind, you want to make sure you have your workspace cleared off, as well as you're getting that, if you're using your wing Stella and you're using the brush tip on there, you will get some sprays. So it's good to have a big enough workspace where you're not going to have to worry about that. And then I would just gather your favorite dark. You can do the light ones as well, but the color really dissipates really easily with the alcohol. So I really like the dark markers. And when you do it with these really super deep colors, isn't that gorgeous? I love all the deep, deep colors, especially like the Blackberry Bliss and the Night of Navy is what I use on this one. Isn't that gorgeous? So pretty, so pretty. And this is just a regular vellum cardstock. And like I said, I just cut it down into 4/4, and so I could have a stack to play with, as I will probably play with this some more. It's so much fun. It really is a lot of fun, you guys. And of course, you can always use your heat tool. I have my heat tool, but you saw how quickly it dried, and it does do the little. So I was going to use tear and tape and hold it down on the edges, and then I'll probably put my big block on top of it, on top of the card base. Maybe a card panel before I put it down on the base. I just love, oh, it looks so pretty in the white. Especially if I want to back it on a pink, like use a magenta madness card base, then I'll probably put it on a white, basic white panel first, and then mount it onto the magenta pink. That is so gorgeous, so gorgeous. Love, love, love. So now you guys can make your own expressions of ink DSP. I mean, here I made one, not pretty, and that's with the polished pink dark, and I think I used some magenta as well. And this, I think I just used the magenta and I might have been Mambo, but I think it's a polished pink and the magenta is how I made this one. Isn't that gorgeous? So, and then don't forget, for the other DSPs that you can't make, we have those are on sale until August 2nd. And then after that, that's when we get the new holiday catalog, which is exciting. But anyway, so that's going on right now. And if you guys need anything, don't forget, you can order in my online store. Let's go ahead. And make sure you use my host code for July. And this month you get a free, with every $50 plus order, you get some gilded gems that comes with your card. And I've got those Target cards. I think there's a picture of it on my blog. And of course, that blog will go live on the 12th, where you guys can actually see how I made those cards. I'll have the directions up for that, my thank you cards. But anyway, I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. And hopefully this wasn't too bumpy. Hopefully it came across really good. I just love this. It's super easy to make bunches of these backgrounds. I can't wait to try to die cut stuff out of them and show you guys. So I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Happy crafting. Bye.